Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's your girl Fiery Moon, and I'm here to do the weekend vibes. Check in energy for the weekend to come. Just seeing what the energy is gonna, or what it may look like for you for the weekend. As always, no time is fluid, so this could be energy that may have already passed for you, energy that may be still to come, or it could even be energy that you're currently in right now. Know that roles can be vice versa or interchangeable, so just take what resonates and leave the rest. And this could be pertaining to person, place, or thing. Work, career, or I always say work, career, but work, love, family, friendships, your environment. So like I always say, take what resonates and leave the rest. And we're gonna jump right in. I am going to be doing a Celtic cross for this weekend vibes. And like I said, if it's your story, it's your story. If not, that's okay. I am going to be using the Morgan Greer Tarot deck. And then I'll pull, some guidance or advice from messages from the mermaids. Alright, so let's see what's going on. What messages do we need in regards to the energy for the weekend, for the collective? Anyone who may need to hear a message at this time, it needs to come through. It's been a while since I did a Celtic cross. I was actually, watching a reading, for me personally, and I was like, the reader did it. So I was like, I haven't done one in a while. Let's do it for the weekend vibes. So, let's see what's going on. Energy. Oh, I have to update my board because we do have the sun is in Aries, the moon is in Gemini, we have Mercury in Aries, but Venus did move into Taurus. So, it's in the early degrees of Taurus. Now, we're just gonna see what the weekend holds for us. Messages and guidance, healing, truth, love, wisdom, acceptance, understanding. Let's see what's going on. I did my scarf. The need to protect my crown chakra. Till it feels right, or they tell me to stop. So I'm just gonna see. One more. Bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Cups, which can speak to having options, It also speaks to like emotional, maybe, confusion, or, not being clear on something. Under that, we have the Five of Wands, which to me, the Five of Wands can speak to like, to me, it really speaks to me. It makes me feel the energy of like internal conflict. So there may be some, internal conflicts that you're, emotionally confused about, or that may be leaving you emotionally confused. But with death here, under that, it's saying like there even may be a transformation of this internal conflict, and it doesn't have to be internal. You may be going through some external conflict, but I feel like there's almost, with the death card here, like a clearing out of this conflict and confusion is really the best way that I can put it. Like almost, a transformation, getting you to this Nine of Pentacles energy, and maybe bringing in this Nine of Pentacles energy, because that speaks to, independence, stability, security, but it's all within yourself. Because whatever the situation was, you could have been, we have the Ten of Wands and, the Devil. So what I feel off of this energy is like, you may have been, carrying a burden, or, just the energy of this Five of Wands and Seven of Cups could have been very heavy for you. And with the Devil here, it could have just been, a toxic situation, whether that's a workplace, an environment, relationship, friendship. Like, I just feel like almost like you're dropping this Devil energy. And it may be due to, intuition. Some messages may be coming through to you as this High Priestess, or your intuition could be driving, the decision to drop this, toxicity. Whether it's, it could be an addiction, it could be, too much of something that you're doing, because the Ten of Wands represents, carrying a lot, carrying too much, or, doing too much. It could honestly be like a work situation, because, the Devil is looked at as, Capricorn energy, which, represents, stability, the work environment, but, just place it where it goes for you. That's just the bottom of the deck. So we're just going to see what comes out. As you know, with the Celtic Cross, it is, 10 card placements that each have a meaning. So as I name the placement, we'll get the cards. So tell me what's going on. The first card is the situation. What's the situation? We have the Hermit for the situation. So you could be, situation is like you may be seeing something, like you may be becoming enlightened about a situation. The Hermit also speaks to like going within. So maybe the situation is like you're going, within yourself to, try to, whatever the situation is, figure something out. And almost with the Seven of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, this speaks to, like investments, accessing the situation. Also an energy of, what you put in versus what you got out. But I'm also feeling off of this energy, it's like maybe you're looking for something to invest in. And with the Hermit, it's like you're maybe even be trying to see how you feel about something. I'm getting a like feeling. Or you could just be looking at, you know, the stability or practicality of whatever situation this may be for you. But let's see what's blocking. We have justice for what's blocking. And that, you know, when the card flipped over, I just heard, you know, like doing the right thing. What's blocking you is, you know, it's almost like, especially with the King of Swords at the bottom, it's almost like you know what the right thing is to do, but since justice is what's blocking, you want to make sure that, you know, it's almost like an energy of like trying to do it from a balanced place, making sure that it's, you know, more balanced for you. Because I also feel like the justice could be like a, you know, a decision as well. You could also be looking for guidance in regards to, you know, making a decision. But I'm also, like I said, I'm feeling like with the King of Swords at the bottom, it's like, you know, it's almost like you may be a little hesitant, like if it's going to be, you know, fair for you, like I said, or fair for all involved. But I also feel the energy of, you know, you going within to, you know, bring yourself, you know, bring in justice for yourself. Or this could also be, you guys know, I see the Hermit as the universe card. Like you being guided to do the right thing. You know, and maybe it's like you're coming into the clarity of that. There could be some information or, you know, some communication that may assist you with that. Or you could be waiting on this energy. But let's see, what do we see in the situation? What can we see in the situation? What can we see in the situation? I just heard like patience is a virtue with the Knight of Pentacles, which is the slowest moving knight, but it does speak to, you know, patience, being practical. It's almost like a energy I'm feeling of, you know, pacing yourself. Because with the Tower at the bottom, you could have had a Tower moment. Or, you know, this could be like an epiphany. And it's almost like you don't want to move too fast. Because the Knight of Pentacles is also my slow and steady wins the race. So the card could also be saying, like, whatever the situation is, like, don't rush it. Because if you rush it, it may cause a Tower moment. Or this Tower moment, you know, if it's happened for you already, it may just be you needing to, you know, pace yourself through it in a way. But what don't we see? So what don't we see? We have the King of Pentacles, which speaks to, you know, stability. You know, the King of Pentacles is a very, you know, practical, stable king. But I feel like with this showing up here, is maybe you're not seeing whatever this situation is for you, the stability in it. But I also feel like from the Knight to the King, for what we see and what we don't see, is like it's almost, it's gonna like upgrade you. because up under that we have the, the Queen of Wands, which could, speak to, inspiration. Maybe this is something that you're being inspired to do. But it can also be like, how can I put it? Like having the confidence to make this decision with the Justice card. But I also feel like, for some of you, it may be a person. Like this could be you and this another person. And what you don't see is like, this is how this person may be seeing you as the King of, or the King of Pentacles. As how this Queen could be looking at you. Or, you could be, if the King of Pentacles is someone else and this is you, this is how you're seeing, someone. It's vice versa. It's almost like I'm feeling the energy of you may be inspired by seeing the growth of someone. And it's almost like the universe may be pointing you towards that person, or, that person towards you, but you're not, it's like you're almost second guessing with the Justice card being here as the blockage. But let's look at the recent past. Yeah, so in the recent past, we have Judgment and the Nine of Wands, which for this position, it's almost like I don't know why I'm feeling an energy of like something coming back around, but with this energy, it almost looks like you may have, been called to do this before. But as the Nine of Wands, normally he's looked at as the wounded warrior. So, it's almost like with this being the recent past energy, it's like you wanted to go towards it, but you were almost like guarded. But in this depiction, like now you're looking at it. Like, or maybe in the past you could have even felt like maybe you would have been judged for whatever this decision was. Or, a decision you felt like you had to make. And now as the Seven of Pentacles, you're, he's looking back also. It's like now you're taking actual, stock of the situation. Like I said, you could be, you could have been trying to see whether, something was going to be stable or the stability of a situation before you went into it. But in the past, you were guarded to it, maybe feeling like whatever decision you made, you could have been judged. But this could have been also, the universe guiding you to do this in the past, and it's like you held back. And it could have been, due to fear, because we have the Moon up under the Seven of Pentacles. It could have been due to fear. Fear of, heartbreak or pain, or, just not going right. Let's check on what's the near future. Am I taking those? All right, the near future. Yep. So in the near future, we have the Page of Swords and the Six of Swords, which is just confirmation of how in the past you may have been seen it through like almost like a tinted lens. But now as this Page of Swords, it's like in the near future, you're seeing that, that was the way you should have went, or I hate to say it like that, but that's just the energy that I'm feeling. You're seeing the clarity of the situation, and it's like now you're gonna go towards it as the Six of Swords, because you may have, from the Page to the Six is the 5. That's at the bottom. Yep. We have the Lovers. So if this is another person for you, it doesn't have to be, but it could even be like a job, or whatever. But it's like now with the Lovers at the bottom, you're seeing, like, how can I put it? It's almost like, I shoulda did it. Like that shoulda, coulda, woulda energy. But with this coming up in the near future, it's like now you're ready to go for it. You're not letting, almost like with the 5 of Swords, like the negative thoughts, the defeat or ego stand in your way. It's like you've cut through the 5, and now you're at the 6, headed towards making a more almost balanced decision. Now it could be towards a connection, or the Lovers is looked at as a decision card, so just place it where it resonates for you. But it is also like a divinely guided connection is how the Lovers is looked at too. And I say that now because it's like I said, you could be going towards a person, place, or thing, opportunity, whatever that is. And with the 3 of Cups, that speaks to a coming together emotionally. It could also speak to reconciliation. Because then we have the 9 of Cups behind that. So it definitely, like, I'm feeling the reconciliation energy now, even more. From the 3 to the 9 is the 6, which speaks to, past relationships. It could have been a past pattern you were stuck in, that, you're moving out of. You could have been, just so focused on, like, the practicality of the situation that, you didn't realize almost the emotional fulfillment that it was for you, because you were so guarded against it in the past. And what did I say? The 6 of Cups. So now it's like you're ready to come back around. You're ready to walk away as the 8 of Cups back to the 6. Like I said, I feel that energy. Because it's almost like you've elevated from that Page to the King of Swords, that Page of Swords to the King of Swords. Wow. But let's see, what do you need to know? Let me just move these over some. Give some more space. What do you need to know? What do we need to know in regards to this energy and spread for the weekend? Oh, we have the Page of Cups. So what do you need to know? With the Page of Cups, that is, to me, I do see the Page of Cups as, like, an emotional restart card, but it could also be like, it could be looked at as an apology, but it could also be you, stepping into your authentic self emotionally, like going after what you feel. So what you need to know is that as the Page of Cups, It's almost like an energy of, you know, you could have also been like, I'm just feeling like emotionally immature. And again, the Ace of Swords, now you've come into the clarity of that. What's under that? Yeah, because it's almost like you were holding back. Because there's no cups on the board, but the Page of Cups. So maybe you could be, you know, seeing now how being emotionally immature could have kept you from, you know, seeing what this situation, almost like what it meant to you. So what's the, oh, didn't even get to ask. I was gonna say the challenges or obstacles. I'm gonna get another one for that. Challenges or obstacles. Challenges or obstacles. So we have the Five of Wands and the Nine of Swords, which speaks to that emotional, you know, or internal, not emotional, that internal conflict and, you know, almost like the anxiety. So the challenges or obstacles is going to be you needing to, you know, transform this energy. But I feel like it's almost like the transformation was the challenge or obstacle. You getting to a point where now you can see the situation almost for what it is. And it's almost like getting yourself to a place of, you know, self-sufficiency as this Nine of Pentacles. Because you were, you know, holding on, even with the Six of Cups, to, you know, either some past feelings or past connections. You were holding on to that. And then with the Four of Wands, like I said, the Four of Wands could be looked at, you know, it is looked at as, you know, your foundation. It is looked at as stability. And it was like maybe you were holding on to, you know, the past way, like, of how you looked at stability. And it could have been something to do with your ego, because from the 4 to the 6, or from the 4 to the 10 is the 6, which is looked at as, you know, ego. But now is the time for you, oh wow, the time is for you to move forward with the Wheel of Fortune. You know, it's divine timing. It's time to, you know, spin the wheel and move forward into, you know, emotional balance, because maybe your balance, your sense of balance was strictly focused on the physical or the material and almost ego-based. Or like I said, even with the Judgment in the past, like feeling, you know, worried about how, you know, people would see you. But in this depiction of the Six of Wands, it's showing like you're moving forward, and it's almost like I'm feeling the energy of it's like you don't care how you're seen. You're moving forward to balance yourself out emotionally with the Temperance card. And seeing, you know, now, in order, you know, to step into this Emperor energy, it has to come from, you know, an emotional place. You could have been, you know, due to ego, like trying to control the situation and avoid the emotions, but it's almost like your ego and your emotions like clashed. So that cycle needed to close with the world. And with you closing out this cycle, it's like you cut out the emotional, like, confusion. I just heard like emotional turmoil that you were going through that was causing this internal conflict for you. So let's see the hopes and fears. What's the hopes and fears? Give me one more. That came out super fast. Yep. So we have the Magician and the Knight of Swords. And with this being the hopes and fears, it's like, it's almost like you're afraid of your, you know, I'm not going to say afraid, but it's almost an energy of, you know, this is so like a catch-22. The way that is coming to me is like, you hope that your man, like the Magician is manifestation, you know, so it's like you're hoping that you can almost manifest this back around. But you may have to almost communicate that. Yes, it may have to do with some type of communication. But on the flip side, the fear is like almost like you're fearing what you manifested. You know, like, if that makes sense, like the way it's coming to me is crazy. But as the Magician, it's like you have all the tools you need, even if it's to like cut out this Five of Swords energy that I was feeling. From the Page to the Six of Swords. It's almost like through this transformation, it's like you have like almost cut out this sense of defeat, or you're hoping that you can bring whatever this is back around. And, you know, in this time, it's almost like speak, you know, your truth while doing it, because the Knight of Swords is, you know, it's fast incoming, you know, communication. But I don't feel, you know, some people look at it as, you know, like abrupt or aggressive communication. I don't feel that, only because like the sword is kind of resting. So I don't think like, or maybe this is what you feel. You feel like bringing this back around, you're going to be met with this type of energy. So maybe that's what you could be fearing also. But you're hoping that you can bring it back around and the communication almost be not so harsh, I want to say. Because I feel like you think you're going to be met with harsh, you know, words, or I don't know why I just heard like I told you so. But like that's what you're afraid of, you know, manifesting. But at the same time, you're hoping that you can bring it back together and it be like calm communication. Or this is energy that you've manifested to cut out this Five of Swords mentality. Because the Knight of Swords can, you know, come in fast and cut it out as well. Because that mindset was keeping you almost trapped and blocked, creating like an illusion around, you know, maybe, you know, having a new beginning, a new start. with the Ace of Wands, and we have the Moon as well. Or like the illusion of repeating the past with the Six of Cups. But what's the outcome? What's going to be the outcome? Look at it. I didn't even have to ask. It came right out. Thank you, Spirit. So the outcome, we have the Eight of Swords and the Queen of Swords. And the energy that I'm feeling for the outcome is like, almost like the energy of, you know, cutting yourself free. Because you see in the Eight of Swords, she's bound by all those swords. Or, you know, she's bound, surrounded by all those swords. But it's like, she doesn't have to be. This is something that you do to yourself. And it's like, the outcome is like, now you're seeing like almost the mental prison you had yourself in. But as the Queen of Swords, whether you're male or female, you're setting yourself free using the Ace of Swords. So the outcome is you, and it's by way of truth or communication, because there's a lot of swords out here. And then up under that, we have the Two of Swords and the Sun. It's because it's like almost you realize that you were blocking out your happiness based on like a mindset or mentality that you've had around stability. And it's like now you're, as the Hangman, you're seeing that true, it's like you're changing your perception of what true stability is. And that's like going from this King of Pentacles into this King of Cups energy. Because even look how he's looking at the Ace of Pentacles. Yes. And if this is all within you, you could have been stuck in, you know, a very masculine mindset, whether you're male or female. But, you know, stuck in that, in like almost like hyper masculine energy. And that your feminine energy is like, it's almost like I said, with this here, what you need to know is like you were operating from an immature feminine viewpoint almost. But it's like I said, there's been, I feel like a transformation. And now you stepped into this Queen of Swords energy, and it's almost like, yeah, you see now that almost like I said, you were blocking yourself from the true stability. And it may have came by way of a talon moment. As you reflected on a past decision, or, you know, a past situation with the Lovers, or a past decision that you made. Because the Page of Pentacles is reflective, you know, and it's like you're looking back on, you know, like I said with the Lovers, it could be a connection, or it could be, you know, a decision as well. Wow. But now it's almost like with Justice blocking, it's almost like, let me just clarify the Justice card, because I feel like you know, and you want to do the right thing. I just feel that there's still maybe even some, how can I put it, some hesitancy, because it's in the blocked position. Tell me about Justice. Yep. Thank you, Spirit. Cups. So justice, clarifying justice, we have the Death and the King of Cups, which just confirms all what I just said. You're knowing that this transformation needs to occur, but it's almost like you're hesitant. You want to do the right thing, but on the other side, it's like you're hesitating. So that's why, this Tower moment, if it hasn't come in for you yet, it will. And if it has, it made you reflect back as the Page of Pentacles and seeing that you were holding back. Okay. Like you didn't want to look at the truth of whatever the situation was. So you held back. And stayed almost in like holding back emotions, because we had the Three of Cups up under that. But yes, wow. And so, the energy for this weekend for someone is like you're going through like an emotional, almost a transformation. But let's see what the guidance or advice is. What's the guidance or advice in regards to the collection, collective? I said collection. Collective. Energy, what guidance or advice do you need? Give me 1 second. They're telling me to clarify the Judgment card. So someone out there may need clarity around that Judgment card, so we're just finish shuffling and then get it. So we get the guidance or advice in regards to this weekend energy. Guidance or advice in regards to this weekend energy for the collective. Clarify the Judgment card in the recent past. Tell me about Judgment. Like I said, this could have been something that you were called to do in the past, and you were hesitant or resistant in doing so. But it could also be fear of judgment. Yep. So for some of you, that's exactly what it was with the Six of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. You wanted to hold on to like how, you would be seen, or, the perception of how you felt you would be seen or felt that you would be judged in the past. So it's like you held back from, here we go right here, as the King of Wands, from taking action. You held back, but now it's this Page of Pentacles. It's like you're a Page of Wands. You're ready to, move forward. You're ready to like almost follow like that internal fire. You know, you're ready to explore this now. Wow. Because you're seeing how as the King of Wands, like you didn't take action. Like I said, this it's reflective. You went through a reflective period, or you could be going through one now. But yeah, it was almost like feeling that you would be judged for how it may have looked, or how you felt it may have looked. So that's why you didn't almost take this opportunity when it presented itself in the past. And then bottom of the deck, we have memories. So you could be reminiscing. But up under that, we have turn away. And, you know, this could be, you know, a social circle, or it could be, you know, due to friendships, or, you know, just relationships in general, how you relate. It's like, how can I put it? It's almost like I said, in the past, you know, you turned away the opportunity. It could have truly been a friendship that you turned away from, and now you're reminiscing about it. And it could have been due to, you know, your decision with the decisions cards to only look at it for, you know, reasons of, you know, abundance, stability. But now with the, you know, with the memories on the other side of it, it's like you're seeing now through this reminiscent or this reflective period that, you know, you have to, like, don't turn away from almost true friendships. Or, you know, connections, or, you know, and it's saying, like, also, like, stop looking in the past. You know, things that happened in the past connections that, you know, you decided to go into, like I said, for reasons of abundance. Yeah. It's like, I just feel that, like, stop going, like, stop turning back to the past. But let's see what actually comes out. What's the guidance or advice? Listen. Look, like I said, turn away. Stop looking towards the past. You can't, like, fish don't swim backwards. You feel me? Like, you can't swim forward always looking back. So the cards are saying, like, relax and just go with the flow. Go with what you feel, you know. Follow your feelings. But it's almost like, you know, don't be so rigid either. Yep. Wow. Wow. So, this is the weekend energy. Like I said, this may have already played out for you. This may be energy that you're going to, that may, you know, play out for some of you throughout the weekend. But, you know, time is fluid. So, you know, this could be something that happens months, weeks, years from now. But, you know, Spirit gets the messages out for, you know, wherever you are in the timeline. So, you know, like I always say, take what resonates and leave the rest. But I ultimately think that you're, you know, now, you know, you've it's almost like you've had that awakening, that realization. Wow. And just because, let's see where you're going, because that's the near future. So let's see where you're going with the Six of Swords. Listen, you cannot make this up. So with the Six of Swords, you're moving out of, the Seven of Swords energy, the self-deception. You're moving, out of it. The Seven of Swords, people look at it as, like sneaky energy or, manipulation. But I also see it as, like a self-servant energy, because there is a way to, be healthily selfish. And with that, it's like now you almost have, the courage to move forward out of, if you were, this Seven of Swords energy before, I said, I just feel that you were deceiving yourself. So with the Six of Swords, you're moving out of the Seven of Swords, because from the 6 to the 7 is the Ace. So it's like you're moving past it, because now it's almost like you see, even with the Strength card, that, it's like, what do they say? You cut off your nose to spite your face? Because look at how she's like trying to, tame that. You can't tame a lion. Like, I mean, some people may think they can, but a lion is always going to be a lion, is what I want to say. And you're moving out of this self-deceptive energy of, it could have even been just because practical and material things gave you a sense of, control. With the Six of Swords, moving past that, you're gonna, stop jumping into situations as the Fool, like, because even the Fool is, like going back. It's like with the Six, like I said, with the Six of Swords, you're seeing that it's almost like every time you try to move forward, you got pushed, back. Like you kept meeting resistance, being in this energy. And it's almost like with the Fool, I'm getting the energy of repeating the cycle, but it left you feeling this Four of Cups, like missing your opportunity. So that's the energy that you're moving out of. And it's like you're headed towards more stability with the Eight of Cups and the Six of Pentacles. More, a more balanced way of seeing what stability is. But in order for you to do that, you had to, walk away from, past emotional baggage that you were still holding on to. Wow. So yeah. All right, y'all. I'm done. I wasn't even expecting it to go this long, but hey, some people, needed the extra clarification, and like I said, I'm just a messenger. So I feel like with this energy here, you're moving into a place of, like freeing yourself. Like I almost feel like the energy of, rectifying that past karma. Something you were tied to karmically. Because that's what justice is also. The rectifying of karma. Now, and I will say, since we've seen the Tower a couple times, you can consciously make this move yourself. Or, if the universe does it, it normally happens by way of a Tower moment. So take that how you will. But as always, I thank you all for tuning in with me. I hope it, resonated for some of you out there. And also, I hope that, everyone has, a safe and, enjoys their weekend. All right. So I will see y'all on the next one. All right. Later.